Hello and welcome to another edition of MicDrops. I'm your host, Richie Averill, and I'm joined today with Scott Riffle from Metro DPA. Scott, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Richie. Nice to be here.
Thanks so much. And could you tell us a little bit about what Metro DPA is for those viewers that may not know?
Sure. It's a down payment assistance program that's available throughout the metro area, and it's designed to help borrowers achieve home ownership through providing down payment for closing costs, prepaids, and so forth. And it's available throughout the metro area. I don't know if you can see the chart there, but I like to say it's available from Castle Rock to Greeley. And you can call or talk to your lender or look at metrodpa.org to find out exactly those participating jurisdictions in the program.
Very cool. So it's nice to have that visual of Castle Rock to Greeley, because without looking at a map, at least you know where you could be searching. So what are some of those resources that are offered through the Metro DPA?
Well, it's assistance in the form of a second loan, and it's based on the loan amount, and it can go up to 5% of the loan amount, 3%, 4%, or 5%. And you can, again, buy a home anywhere in the program area, and the realtor can use a slide and or a flyer from us, and they can make it for them at metrodpa.org.
Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. So there are a lot of assistance programs out there. I know a lot of lenders have their own type of program. How does this Metro DPA system work differently than other down payment assistance programs that might be out there?
Sure. So some have grants, some have second loans that are not forgiven or forgiven at various periods of time. And what's unique about Metro DPA is that the second loan is forgivable over a 3-year period monthly. It does not have an interest rate. And so if you look at the chart that we provided there, you'll see that the borrower immediately starts earning some level of equity in their home. And as you probably know, being a realtor, most loans are either refinanced or paid off long before the term of the loan. So that's a nice component of the Metro DPA program.
Okay, great. So forgivable, that's not something we hear about often. So it's kind of a declining balance. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So, for example, if you have a $200,000 home and you select the 5% assistance, that's a $10,000 second loan, and that will forgive monthly completely after the 3rd year. So that, for example, if which happens a lot in the metro area, obviously, if someone wants to move, that amount that they receive for down payment assistance would be completely forgiven after the 3rd year, so they wouldn't have to worry about paying it back if they wanted to move in year 4 or 5 or so forth, which often happens here in Colorado.
Right, so a lot of great information. So what are the qualifications? How does someone take advantage of the Metro DPA?
Well, you actually have to buy a home in that large program area that we talked about, Castle Rock to Greeley. Okay. You do have to have a minimum FICO score of 640. Okay. And that's for both the conventional as well as the FHA product. You do have to have a qualifying income that's less than $139,200, and you must occupy the property within 60 days of closing. Okay. And there is a homebuyer education class that's required, several options, and you can also do the free online option if you'd like.
Great. And with that qualifying income, is that for how many people within a household does that qualify?
It's borrower qualification.
Okay, so borrower specific.
So if you're on the note or the deed, your income's counted, otherwise no.
Okay, great information. And as an agent, how can I get access to this information?
Well, I really want you to find a qualified lender. That would be probably the best course of action. We have some really good ones, and those are listed on metrodpa.org, or you can go to a couple other sites. Just Google it, Metro DPA. Also, I wanted to make sure that I mentioned some other qualifications that are important that might be helpful to your audience. The first would be that it's not a first-time home buyer program. Okay. So you can be a previous home buyer.
Perfect.
Also, there's no minimum borrower contribution at all in the program. There are no bond documents or recapture requirements, no purchase price limit, and no minimum loan amount. So if you find a really cheap home, you find the unicorn, right? That's under $100,000. You can certainly use it in this program.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And what additional information, maybe that we haven't discussed, you think that we should really know about the Metro DPA?
Well, we do realtor certifications, so that if the realtor wants to feel more comfortable about the program and really be able to present it to their client, we'll come out to your office and talk about the program in detail and provide you a certificate and give you a list of lenders that are qualified in the program, just so that you can feel comfortable that this is appropriate for your customer.
Great. So qualified lender, educated realtor, anything else?
Well, there's no different, all realtors are qualified,
Okay,
right?
well,
Right?
yeah, I like that answer.
Yeah, you know, the best resource is really metrodpa.org. I think that gives you a great overview of the
Okay.
program and some of the things that make it popular.
Perfect. All right. Well, that sounds like incredible information. It's a great program. Scott, thank you so much for coming today, and we'll see you next time on another edition of Mic Drops.